Yo, what's goody? What's goody? It's your boy George Michael Perez, a.k.a. GMike, back with another episode of the G Perspective. Y'all already know what it is, baby. Bringing on two guests, big time Miami Heat fans, and we go into what the Miami Heat need in the second half of the season after the All-Star break, and we go into the All-NBA game. So this episode is going to be all about the NBA in reality. We're going to talk about the Western Conference, Eastern Conference, playoffs, and then who can potentially be in the NBA Finals. Bringing on two old guests, Alfredo Gallart, Fredoe2k, and Kevin Buval. Two top guys that know about basketball, have the knowledge for it, and well spoken of it. But you guys can follow me on Twitter at GeorgeMike Perez, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at GMike Media _. The podcast, the audio version, is available on all podcast platforms, YouTube, and now streaming on the Varsity Sports Network. You can check that out under www.varsitysportsnetwork.org. So hope you guys enjoy the episode like I did. Very interesting, very entertaining, and very informative. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, talk your smack on the comments, and let's get it. Woo! We got Fredoe2k in the mix and my man Kevin Buval. How y'all doing,
what's
man?
What's the word?
Let's get it. What they do, fam?
Y'all already know, man. Repping the Miami Heat. I see y'all, man. All of us came on with the jersey, man. Hold on. Who texted who for that?
One time for the one time, man.
Dade County,
Wade County.
5. You know the vibes.
Wait, so the Cam, what you got, Fredo? Who you got on right quick?
Man, I got a little number 6. You know what it is.
You already know LeBron James, King James, baby.
Go back.
Who you got, Buval?
I got the current goal right now, man. Jimmy Buckets with it.
Okay. I got the OG Alonzo Mourning, baby.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he make all these teams going morning after we play them, boy.
Going morning.
Hey, but right now, man, it's not looking good for us, bro. Right now, we 7th in the East right now with a record of 32-7, looking kind of scarce. It's not because of our defense. Our defense is always on point, you know, in the last few years and stuff. You know, we're second in the league. We're letting opponents score, which is fantastic. And we're 4th in the NBA defensive rating. But it's because of our offense, bro. Our offense just can't seem to click. We're last in the league with points per game. Oh, my God. I can only laugh because if not, I'm going to get heated. and then we're 27th in offensive rating in the league. Fredo, when you think about these stats that I just brought up, and I know you've been looking at them since last night, you probably shed a tear just reading them. But how are you feeling with the way that we are playing going into the All-Star break today?
Man, honestly, I'm not very happy. This is not Heat culture. I believe that we could be 10 times better than what we are right now. Like, you know, it's very hard to build chemistry with a team that is, you know, not healthy throughout the whole, like the first half of the season. We haven't been very healthy. So like basically our starting 5 have probably played like a combined of 10 games together. Like, you know, we really don't have that chemistry. We always have a different player out there. And that's what makes Miami Heat basketball. You know, who's going to be the next guy to step up, you know? But right now, nobody's stepping up. If you haven't seen it, there's not been one player or two players that have a good night together. You know, there hasn't been 2 20-point games in one night. You got me by 2 different of our players. It's always somebody either carrying the load. And that's where I come back to not having team basketball. You know, last year we were moving that ball around. Last year we was, you know, when we went to the finals in 2020, there was ball movement. You know, there was chemistry. I don't see that same chemistry this year. I don't see that same ball movement. I see a lot of 1v1s. I see a lot of, you know, ISO play. And that's not Miami Heat basketball, man. Honestly, I'm not very happy.
Yeah, you make some good points for sure. Buval, I'm going to let you go off of that right quick.
No, I mean, I feel that. You guys hit it on the head, bro. I mean, the lineup hasn't been consistent at all season, and that's exactly what it is. I mean, we're hearing Kyle Lowry going to be out basically the rest of this month. He's already missed basically the entire season, if he even comes back at all. Jimmy Butler has been in and out the lineup. I mean, we got players redefining roles going back to last season. Obviously, Tyler Hero was our 6th man getting buckets last year. Now he's in the starting role. Victor Oladipo last year was out. Now he's hurt. And he's back playing in and out. I mean, it's just inconsistent all around. We were supposed to have Omer Yurtseven starting alongside Bam, this, and that. We got Caleb Martin now starting at the 4. So really, that's what it is the inconsistency. We've always had the Heat culture, and everybody's trying to play up to their expectations. But when every night you just don't know who's going to be out there playing, that's exactly what it is. So I mean, Bam is playing a lot better this year, but he can't hold it down on his own. I mean, it has to be team ball, how you guys said it. So that's really what it is, the consistency of the lineups.
Yeah, I think our availability is our biggest threat right now. We have players that are in and out of lineups, like you guys are saying, especially with Jimmy. You know, Jimmy's supposed to be our front end guy, come
Right.
in and score points, try to get 25 plus a game. And sometimes he's available to play. And then sometimes when he does play, he's looking to play make a lot. And we don't really need that from him. We need more scoring. But I get why he's doing it because we don't really have a playmaker on the team like that. We thought it was supposed to be Kyle Lowry, but look
Right.
at the way he's playing this year. Not up to par. We thought maybe Gabe Vincent can take over, and now he's doing a little bit better since the whole NBA trade deadline, like a week before. He's been playing more consistently better than he was before in the first half of the season. But even then, it's hard for him to be playmaking like that as well. I see lately in the last few weeks, I've been seeing a lot of one-on-one play, and especially with Bam. But Bam's doing what he does. He scores 23, 25 a night. Sometimes he even puts up 30. He tries to be aggressive and put up his shots for sure. But we need more of that from our other players. And one player in particular that I think he was supposed to take another step to the next level was Tyler Hero. And I feel like he took a step back actually after
Right.
last season having a six man of the year with all these aspirations of becoming an all-star type player. But I felt like he took a step back. I don't really know what it is. I don't know if it's something going around the team, chemistry. Maybe he's got a little injury that we don't know about. I don't really know what it is. But he was supposed to be our next step in scoring, really, to put us over the hump to score with these teams. Because teams nowadays are scoring like 150 a game. There's
Right.
teams out there
Yeah, there's
scoring
no
150.
defense in the NBA right now.
You feel
Right.
me? And right now we're scoring 108.8 points per game. That's not gonna do it if we want to win, especially going into the playoffs against Boston, Philly, Milwaukee, etc. Like it's just not doing it for us right now. So we need scoring, we need a playmaker, and we just need to get it together on offense because our defense. I don't think one of us here can say that we're worried about our defense. It's just
No.
the offense. The offense is what is
I mean,
really
I think
hurting
it
us.
goes back to the roles. Like last year again, Tyler Hero didn't have to worry about, who's doing what. He would just come off the bench and he knew his job was to get buckets and light it up. Now he's in the starting lineup. He has to worry about Bam. And we all know we've been asking Bam to be more aggressive for years. So he knows, okay, maybe I got to play make, feed Bam a little bit more. Jimmy Butler, obviously his role and what he has to do. So I mean, just the fact that he's in the starting lineup now, which he's obviously still getting the same minutes because last year he was coming off the bench, still averaging 32 to 35 minutes a game. So the minutes haven't changed. It's just who he's playing with now. So I mean, he's playing with starters, so he has to obviously just be conscious of all that stuff too. So I mean, and he's been hurt in and out the lineup also. So I mean, obviously our defense is not what we've been worrying about. There's rumors out there of players that are available that obviously I think can impact and change what we're looking for. But I mean, right now is just for these last stretch of the season and all-star break, hopefully everybody gets healthy these next couple of days off, and then these last couple 20 games they just have to go on a run and be healthy.
Yeah, yeah, and it's funny you bring up the rumors because the rumors right now are that the Heat are trying to land Russell Westbrook and Kevin Love, and I know I saw today that we're in the front running to take Kevin Love. But
Yes
just
sir.
going off of that, Fredo, how do you feel about us actually landing Russell Westbrook and Kevin Love, or one or the other?
All right, so I would love to see a Russell Westbrook and Kevin Love reunion in Miami, but realistically speaking, being a basketball fan and how those two players have been playing for the past couple months, it hasn't been great. The addition of Kevin Love is not going to do anything for our team. The only thing it's going to do for our team is having a veteran presence that can play on the court. Have you noticed how good the Miami Heat have played on defense when Udonis Haslem is on the court playing center? We play like a real basketball team. We play like there's movement. Udonis Haslem, what he knows, what being a veteran in this game is, he knows how to get to the spot before the man take a charge. He knows how to rotate on defense. He knows how to communicate. He knows how to call these things out. We don't have nobody on defense that does that. Bam doesn't do that. Bam is not a defensive anchor like how we think he is, you know? Kevin Love, if we bring in Kevin Love, that's what I think Kevin Love might bring to the team. He knows how to run defense. He knows how to run offense. He knows the fundamentals. That's what we need. We need a lot of players that know the fundamentals of the game. And right now, we don't have no players that do that. Like how you said, George, you watch the games, it's all 1v1. Like that's not fundamental, man. That's not how you play basketball, especially playing at an NBA level. That's basically playing basketball at the park. The way they play is how you play basketball in the park. Like when we see games like that, we're like, oh, we could be in the NBA, but that's not the NBA, man. The NBA is 10 times harder. The NBA is literally like you got to run plays, there's set plays you got to do, you know, like I believe the best acquisition we could do is Russell Westbrook, because Russell Westbrook brings what we need to the team. He brings a runner. He brings somebody that could push the pace. Kyle Lowry is a floor general. Kyle Lowry slows the game down. We don't need somebody who slows the game down. We need somebody who picks up the pace. You get me? I believe bringing in Russell Westbrook would definitely change our dynamic of the team, but it's not going to be better bringing in Kevin Love. You know, like if we don't get Westbrook, the Kevin Love acquisition is going to be just basically to have another role player. But I think like Westbrook is what we need.
Okay. Buval, how you feeling?
I mean, I feel like you contradicted yourself at first because you were saying all the key points and attributes that Kevin Love could bring to the team that they're missing, and I feel like that would change the
Yeah,
dynamic
but
of the team.
that doesn't change things. Just because you have a veteran player out there, we need
I mean,
scoring.
sometimes that's what you need. And a stretch four alongside Bam, he can hold down the defense and anchor, like you said, be smart with it, and then stretch the floor on the outside. That's what we've been asking for the longest. Somebody that could hold it down and shoot next to Bam, but play the big at the same time. So, I mean, you bring in that one little thing. You tell me that's not this. He's not better than Jay Crowder was 2 seasons ago or PJ Tucker last season. Kevin Love is going to put up 12, 14 points a game. We'll pray for PJ Tucker to do that. So, I mean, and then obviously I agree 100%. You bring in Russell Westbrook, and pick up the pace and we're flying down the court. Sometimes we need somebody to bring that energy. At this point, bro, like we're not losing anything bringing in these two guys. So, I mean, these two acquisitions, I feel like is exactly what we need to make this run in these last 23 games. You bring in Russell Westbrook with Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, Kevin Love, and Bam Adebayo. I mean, those are all perfect.
That's a nasty five. I'm not gonna lie, that's a nasty five.
Perfect lineup as far as
goddamn.
as far as like what's this called attributes go. I mean, you got a playmaking slasher, a shot creating shooter, a stretch four, a defensive anchor at 5, and then Jimmy just a Swiss Army knife that can do it all. For this last game, obviously, it's going to take time. We've been seeing what Russell Westbrook did with the Lakers and how that fit was. But again, it comes down to the type of players that he's around. We'll have that spacing. We got the Max Struess's that can shoot. We got the Gabe Finches that can stand out there and just space it out. Like that last roster that Russell Westbrook just came from didn't fit. So that's why he looks nasty out in the free agency market right now. Nobody even wants to touch that. Kevin Love, obviously, he's been rusty and sitting on the bench, but you got Evan Mobley over there. You got Jarrett Allen. You got, I mean, these young cats that are just flying up and down the court. Casey Okpala, Karis LeVert. I mean, the Cavs don't need a Kevin Love right now. So, I mean, you add these two players to the dynamic of what the Heat have right now, I feel like that's exactly what they're missing, and it'll just change everything going forward.
Yeah, let me ask a quick question though, George, because this is actually I wanted to ask Buval about this. So you think bringing in Kevin Love and playing him at the 4 or the 5 with Bam alongside Bam, you think he's gonna be able to compete against players like Joel Embiid? You think he's gonna be able to compete against players like Giannis Antetokounmpo? You think he's gonna be able to compete against players like Jason Tatum? That's what you're thinking if you bring in Kevin Love?
We're not asking Love to do that. I mean, what I feel like Love's role would be is obviously going to be matchup dependent, but I mean, for a playoff series when you do slow the game down and it's not crazy reckless basketball, you do need a smart player like Kevin Love out there
100%.
to stretch the floor out and let Bam do what he got to do in the paint on offense. And obviously on defense, no, Bam is going to hold those matchups as Giannis and Embiid. Kevin Love is just going to be out there holding the fours down. I mean, I'm not asking Kevin Love to come in here and be our starting 5, not at all. He's getting 25, 30 minutes a game, matchup dependent. There are going to be some games where we need a Caleb Martin out there or these young cats, Omer Yurtseven.
Kevin Love is bigger than Bam Adebayo, by the way.
Yeah, body-wise, but I'm talking about positionally. He's not a center to be banging down low with these guys anymore. That's not what Kevin Love does. Yeah. That's what Bam does. So, and again, they said the reports came out that Omer Yurtseven is getting healthy, and to start the season, he was always supposed to be the starter alongside Bam, and that's what he does. He blocks shots and he stretches the floor on the other side. And Omer is bigger than Bam, and he could hold down the centers. So obviously now the lineups and all that stuff has to change with everybody getting healthy and getting back. But to answer your question, nah, I don't expect Love to hold down those matchups. Bam is here. He claims every other day that he's the defensive player of the year. All right, show that in the playoffs. So I mean, all we need from Love is somebody to space it out for Bam and then let him do work on the offensive end.
Yeah, I think bringing in Russell Westbrook and Kevin Love is gonna be. It's not gonna hit us. It's not gonna hit us like.
It's not gonna make us worse.
It's not gonna make us worse at all.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I gotta make sure that I clarify this. I don't think it's gonna get us over the hump to beat Milwaukee, to beat Boston, Philly, maybe even Cleveland. I don't think it's gonna give us over the hump because they're not the same players that they were back in the day. But I will say this: Russell Westbrook is gonna bring in that playmaking aspect that we actually need. He'll go down the floor and he'll make sure to get people wide open first before he thinks about trying to take a shot or go in for a layup and try to get a foul. He'll try to make sure that these players are getting their shots off first, and then he'll think about doing that. When it comes to his energy as well, the energy that he brings onto the court and off the bench, like Fredo, me and you have been talking about it. Like, yo, you would take the over or the under. How many high fives he's gonna give out on the bench? It's gonna be over 100%. I don't care if it's 50. It's gonna be over.
Yeah, he's definitely giving high fives to everybody.
That energy is gonna be there. He's gonna bring the energy that maybe we are lacking, that we don't know, that we don't see in the locker room, that we don't see on the bench like that. The only thing we really see is what's going on the court, and you could tell that he could bring that energy. With Kevin Love, I think perfect what you guys are saying, that he can be a stretch forward that we can use. But what I also like about him is that he has won a championship with LeBron,
Bro, he
with
has
Kyrie
the
Irving.
experience.
He has the experience. He has the mentality. And he was a dog in Minnesota before he went to Cleveland. He knows how to win. He knows how to get buckets, and he knows how to make his team better. So I think that's going to help us right there with putting him alongside UD. Obviously, UD is more of a coach on the sideline than more than anything. But having that championship mindset, having those different lessons that he could come from that 2016 championship with LeBron and Kyrie, he could bring those lessons and come over here and teach us like, oh, damn, we didn't know about this. Oh, damn, we didn't know about that. So I think that mindset right there is really going to be the aspect that I would want from Kevin Love more than anything. But again, I don't think them two coming in is going to take us to that championship outcome that we want.
So let me ask you guys this. Realistically, you already mentioned the Phillies and the Milwaukees and the Bostons of the world. We already know Westbrook, he's going to be bought out. So he's going to come in on a vet minimum contract if he does get signed for anyone, right? So it's just through the end of the season. Same thing with Kevin Love. Realistically, how far do you think we can go with our current roster? And with the addition of those two, how far do you think we can make it?
Okay, so Fredo, I don't know if you want to go, but if you don't want to go right now, I'm gonna just mention the number 7 seed is us with 32 and 27, like I said in the beginning, right? We bring in these two players, I think we can make the 5th seed. If we make the 5th seed, Brooklyn
drops, they're gonna lose out. I mean, they're gonna lose out, but I don't think they're gonna.
They'll probably make the play-in. They'll play in the play-in again,
right?
I think the New York Knicks, they'll probably stay around the 6. I don't think maybe the Atlanta Hawks will move up. Other than that, Washington, Toronto, Chicago, Indiana, I think they all stay at the bottom. I think it's going to be 4 through 7. It's going to be Cleveland, Heat, New York Knicks, and maybe Brooklyn, right? So if we stay in the 5th seed, we'll probably play Cleveland. We could get past them.
Tough team.
We could get past them.
Matchup.
Yeah, it's a tough matchup. We could get past them, but
they're babies, though.
Yeah, exactly. That's the inexperience right there is what gives us the advantage. The way to close out games and to know how to win certain games, I think could get us over the hump. But let's say we'll go with it, right? We'll go with it. Cleveland loses to us, we go on to the next round. If we go on to the next round, we'll play Philly or Milwaukee, because I think Boston's gonna remain that first seed. Maybe
Milwaukee. Yeah, that's gonna be a battle to the end of the season.
Yeah, they could take it 100%. They could take it. I just think Boston's gonna come out with that first seed. But if it's Milwaukee or Boston, we lose. In my opinion, we lose in a 7-game series. I don't see us. Our defense is gonna hold down 100%. We'll hold them down, but our offense is not gonna be up to par like that.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you guys. Going back to what Buval was saying, that what we would be looking like if we add those two players right now. First off, I really don't think we're gonna add Westbrook. I would love for that to happen, but I don't see Westbrook coming to Miami. But let's say if we do add Russell Westbrook and
I
Kevin
think it's
Love,
50-50 chance.
yeah,
Clippers
it's a
or Miami,
50-50 right now. It's a
realistically.
50-50, but I
I
don't think
like
he's
it.
going to be leaning towards Miami. But if he does come towards Miami, like right now, the team that we have without Westbrook and Kevin Love, we're a first round exit. For sure, we're not beating anybody in the East without an addition in
Probably, most likely,
before
most likely.
March, before the
I
end of this
agree.
month, we need to have somebody on this team.
I
Somebody
agree.
that can score 10 to 12, points per game before the end of the season, and we're not going to do anything. If they do come, I feel like we could get past the first round. I feel like we could give a very competitive matchup to Milwaukee, or even Boston. But I don't
Could
feel like
steal a
we could
game.
get over the hump. I don't feel like we could, even if we do add those two players, I don't think we could beat either of those teams. Why? Because those teams have been there before. Not saying we haven't been there before, because we have been there before. But this group of guys, they don't look as meshed as Boston looks. They don't look as meshed as
For sure.
Milwaukee looks. Like they look like they're ready. We don't look like we're ready. We look like if we get put up against a good team, we're gonna lose by 30. That's what we're looking like right now. But I don't want to put expectations on something that or I don't want to say that this is what's going to happen, when in reality you never know, because basketball is a game that you never know what could happen. The
Yeah.
Heat could win 4 in a row, or they could lose 4 in a row. Like, you never know. So, but I honestly feel like right now we're not looking way too good, man.
But again, it begs the question: like, we're all agreeing basically. First round exit without him, second round exit with him. What are we losing? We're not losing anything. They're going to be 2 vet minimum contract buyouts. I mean, just add them, see what it can do, and then obviously in the offseason we have to reassess, because this roster for the last 3 years hasn't been doing nothing. Jimmy
Right.
took us to the finals. We're grateful for that. Year after that,
Just
first,
wasting his years now,
yeah,
man.
we lost to Milwaukee, and then the year after that, Eastern Con last year, a 3-pointer away from another finals. But obviously, we know what we're missing: somebody that's streaky and can just get buckets. Like, we know what we need, a scorer. So I mean, but what was it to lose for the last 23 games? You add a player like Westbrook, like a Hall of Fame player like that,
Yeah.
a Hall of Fame career like Kevin Love for these last 20 games, to see what could happen. I mean, there's
Yeah.
nothing to lose. At the end of the day, we're not losing anything. We're not trading anyone. Nobody's getting cut.
Yeah, it says some sleep from Pat Riley. That's what we're losing.
That's it. They were stressing. He's
That
getting
was
old.
cap. That's cap. That was all cap.
Come on now.
Nah,
He
that's
was
why I
sleep.
had to. That's why I had to make sure that I say that, bro, because I feel like people think that we're gonna get Kevin Love and Russell Westbrook and we're going to the finals. No,
No,
man,
no, I don't
that's not
think,
gonna
like,
happen. That's not gonna
realistically.
happen, man.
I mean, obviously, we don't wish injuries on anybody, but you break a little luck here and there. Like Golden State, the last couple of years, you get an injured Middleton, he never comes back. I think we could get lucky versus Milwaukee. Jaylen Brown don't come back. Boston
Yeah.
looks
Okay.
vulnerable. So I mean, again, anything could happen, bro. Anything could happen. Just sign these guys and see what's up.
Yeah, yeah. No, so the East right now is definitely looking tight. It's been looking tight since the beginning of the year. Not really a lot of things went down in that NBA trade deadline for the East, as much as Kevin Durant leaving Brooklyn to go to Phoenix. But just jumping onto that, man, the West though, the West. The West is looking crazy competitive right now, man. And I think it has a lot to do with what John Morant says, saying that he's chilling in the West. I don't know. I think the basketball gods were like, "Go ahead, go ahead,
Bet,
go
We
ahead."
bet.
got you now.
Got you now.
They say,
Got
okay,
you
say
now.
less.
Talking all that shit.
Sheesh.
So we got the Dallas Mavericks. They traded for Kyrie Irving. Some of their players went to Brooklyn. Obviously, the Phoenix Suns traded for Kevin Durant. Some of their players went to the to the Brooklyn Nets. The Lakers improved their roster as well by adding D'Lo, Malik Beasley, and others, but they're still 13th or 12th in the West, so that's going to be tough for them. They got to win 16 games in the next 24
Yo,
to make the play in. Not even playoffs, play
yeah,
in.
and I'm sorry to cut you off, bro, but everybody keeps saying, "Yo, we got 16." Like, even Dennis Schroeder, he put the caps in 16 games. Like, yo, who's to say like Minnesota don't win out,
Yeah,
or
no, no,
Golden?
no.
Like, they're making it seem like if they win these 16 games, they're in. Like, nah, I think they got to win like 20.
Yeah, facts. But the thing is that they're they need to win 16. They can't worry about any other team and how much they win or how much they lose or whatever.
Right.
but they need to make sure that they win 16 to even
at least
have a
get
chance.
500.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to at least have a chance. You know what I'm saying?
I feel that.
But then the Clippers added Bones, Eric Gordon, and Mason Publi. I think those were good additions. Not great, but good additions for the Clippers. You get a little veteran presence and some young presence that's going to bring some energy and hustle to their game. But we can't forget about the teams that have these complete teams out in the West, and especially one team in particular with the MVP, Nikola Jokic in Denver. Then you got Golden State, the reigning champs. They still got a squad, and then obviously Memphis, John Morant, and them boys out there. But saying all of that, Buval, I'll just start off with you first. Who is the favorite in the West right now?
A favorite in the West, bro. Like I feel like all season it's been hard to even, because I mean, yeah, Nuggets have been at the 1 seed all year holding it down, but I mean, even then, can we really say Denver's a clear-cut favorite? I mean, the team that I would probably have the most trust in right now, and it's crazy to say, is probably Phoenix with the move that they just did. And I say that because they just got to the finals 2 years ago. We saw what CP, Booker, and Ayton did. They lost a couple pieces, and Mikal Bridges and Jay Crowder. Obviously, that's a big chunk, big defensive wings right there. But you add a player like Kevin Durant, that, I mean, if he gets back healthy, and obviously that's an if because he's getting hurt every year on the same knee, same MCL, same thing every year. But KD, Book, CP3, and Ayton is going to be tough.
It's not gonna work.
I feel like on paper, it looks good. What's up?
Hold on, Buval. Wait. I'm sorry, Buval. Hold on. It's not gonna work. Hold on. Let me hear this. Go ahead, Fredo.
Go ahead.
100%. There's one basketball, my guys. There's
everybody says that every year.
4 superstar players on one team. There's one basketball. So you're telling me
it's not gonna work because they basically
become the Boston Celtics from the 2009 Celtics to be able to make this work. They need to have it. So what? Chris Paul's Rajon Rondo, and then they got KG, Paul Pierce, and
they could be the 2017 Warriors, the 2018 Warriors. KD,
when they had KD, Draymond. Please don't call Draymond a superstar.
Draymond is CP. Draymond could be CP. He was a playmaker.
Superstar, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that. You got him on fantasy. Don't call him a superstar, bro. Don't do that, bro.
Wait, why is it not going to work? Why is it not going to work?
I honestly don't feel like it's going to work. The only way it's going to work is if that they play separately on the bench, like how I was going to talk about earlier with the Kyrie trade and the Luka trade. That trade is going to work. When they play together, they don't play that great. When they play on the bench with separated, that's when they play great. Same thing is going to happen in Phoenix. When they play, like let's say you put KD and Chris Paul with 2 other guys and then a center, that's gonna work. You put D Book and Aiden and some other guys, that's gonna work. If you put all 4 of them together, that's not gonna work. Unless they have to figure it out, and it's not gonna come one day to the next. How many games you said they have? 23 games left. You think they could figure it out in 23 games? It takes a whole season to get chemistry as a team. You think they're gonna figure it out in 23 games? It doesn't matter how good you are. It doesn't matter how good Chris Paul is as a point guard. It doesn't matter. You guys got to figure it out. And
Chris Paul offensively is putting up like 9 points a game. He doesn't care about offense. He would rather put up 20 assists. He goes
for like 20 assists in a night.
That's what he would rather do. So offensively, you just got Booker 25, KD 25, and 8 and 18. I think everybody eats.
It sounds good on paper, Kevin. It sounds beautiful on paper, but when you go out there and you play it, man, it's completely different, man. You got
for sure, and that's with any team. Where everybody said the same thing about the Warriors when they brought them boys together. Everybody said the exact same thing. Oh, in Brooklyn, same thing. Harden, Kyrie, KD, not gonna work. Obviously, they only played 13 games or 16, but in those 16 games, they went 13-3. So I mean,
because they're good players. You got me. They're good.
These guys aren't good.
If you put them in a whole season together, do you think if you keep that whole team together, if you keep that KD, that Kyrie, and that James Harden team in Brooklyn together for a whole season, you think they win the finals?
This is all hypotheticals at this point.
Wait. You're saying Kyrie, James, and KD on Brooklyn?
Yeah, the team that they had before
they would have went. They would have made the finals. I think.
You think that team would have made the finals?
I think that
team would have lost to Boston or Milwaukee 100%.
They almost beat Milwaukee.
I think their defense is the problem, though. I wouldn't say their offense, though.
Right.
You got me?
I mean, they drop a 130 on anybody. So, yeah, you're right. Their defense wouldn't have held it. But, bro, they almost beat Milwaukee. They were up 2-0, and then Milwaukee won 4 straight. And that was with James hurt. So, I mean, again, bro.
And Kyrie hurt the 5th game.
And Kyrie. So, I mean, that was all KD by himself. Again, bro, I'm thinking about right now. Yes, again, all things considered, chemistry, that's with any team always. You're always going to have to consider chemistry. But healthy, I think Phoenix rides it out.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, Fredo. But before I keep going, so who would you pick as your favorite in the West?
Phoenix loses to either.
I
You
want to
can
say
never count
LA.
out the Warriors. You can never count out the Warriors because you got Steph Curry in your team. You have one of the best players to ever
Facts.
play the game of
Facts.
basketball. So you can't count out the Warriors. The Grizzlies almost beat the Warriors last year. The Grizzlies are
Nah,
going to be one of the teams that the Grizzlies are going to be one of the teams that show up because
not
they have
yet.
players who are young. They have players who defend, and they got players who can score. The Grizzlies are going to be one of the teams that might make it to the conference finals. I don't see the Nuggets making it past the second round, even though they got Jokic. Unless
Agree.
Jamal Murray comes out and has his Jamal Murray games. I don't see the Nuggets really going anywhere because you can't rely on fucking Michael Porter Jr. to get you some buckets. You can't rely on that.
He's an
You
injury
can't
waiting to
rely on
happen.
Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon has been scoring like 16 points a game. He's been playing good, but you can't really rely on Aaron Gordon either. You know, your two main players has to be Jamal Murray and Jokic, and I don't see those two being better than a Grizzlies team. I don't see those two being better than a Warriors team. I don't see those two being better than a Phoenix team. So I don't see the Nuggets really going deep into the playoffs in the West. I see either the Grizz. I might say it's either gonna be a Western Conference Finals rematch between the Grizzlies and the Warriors, or it's gonna be Phoenix. It's gonna be Phoenix and Memphis. I think Memphis is gonna either go to the finals this year or
Well,
the conference finals.
I mean, real quick, Memphis didn't play the Warriors. It was Dallas, but um. Well,
Memphis
they played them in the
played them
second. They played
right.
in the second round. In the second
Right.
round, that's what I meant. That's what I meant to say. Okay, so you're saying you're right with Memphis or
Going
the
to the
Warriors?
conference finals this year.
It sounded like Memphis. He over there in Memphis.
Okay.
He definitely got Memphis in the Western Conference.
Okay,
For
so
sure.
Memphis,
They're gonna
see
go to
it.
the
Golden
Western
State.
Conference.
I-
They
I-
might
that's-
not make it to the finals, but they're going to the Western Conference.
I can
for
see
sure.
that next year. I don't know about them this year, but I agree. They're definitely a young, hungry team. JJJ's stupid, getting 9 stocks a game. I mean, it's ridiculous. Their defense is, and they're young and hungry. Dylan Brooks is a savvy. I can
The
see it,
best
but
lockdown defender, Dylan Brooks, the best
I just
lockdown
feel
defender.
that boy's on his Tony Allen stuff over there, man. I mean, he's
Trash.
definitely, like, yeah, cocky. But I just feel like they're still too young and immature for the moment, dog. Like if they come up, believe it or not, like I'm never gonna count out LeBron. LeBron gets into that 10th seed, they're gonna be the scariest 10th seed,
The
and then
Lakers
make
ain't making the playoffs, man.
and then that 8th seed. Look, if they make it in,
Third
bro,
year
that's
not
all
seeing
I'm saying.
Braun in the playoffs though.
It's crazy, bro. That's
He's
all
not
I'm saying.
making it. He's not making
And
it.
that's what I'm
how you
saying.
don't
They
father time, bro.
it ain't even him, bro. It was if they had this team right now to start the season, they'll be like at
Oh
least
yeah, they'll
4th or
make it.
5th.
They'll make it for
So it
sure.
wasn't even him. It was definitely the cast. But I just don't trust Memphis against teams like that. Like if they match up with LA, I'll take LA over them boys.
Really?
I don't think they can beat a LeBron, a healthy AD, healthy. I'm always gonna say healthy
Yeah,
LeBron, healthy AD, and
that's
the cast around that they have right now. I don't know if I'll trust Memphis. I don't know if I'll trust Memphis against the Warriors, like you
I'll
said.
take Memphis in 5 against the Lakers.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I see LeBron only winning 1 game. The thing with LeBron
They're
James,
gonna be
LeBron is
scared
the
of the
best player
moment.
on the planet still. Can we agree that LeBron's still the best player on the planet?
No,
No.
no.
The best player on the planet when he plays. So that game when he went out there and he needed to get his 38 points. When you give him a motive, when you give him a to do, when you
reason.
give him a goal,
Right.
he just doesn't have that motivation in him anymore.
Is that I don't when I consider best player on the planet is all around game. All
And
around.
LeBron
game.
doesn't have the best all around game right now.
No, I think Giannis. Really,
Yeah,
Giannis.
I think
Giannis.
Giannis. I think Giannis.
So you're saying a player that can't shoot has a better all around game than LeBron James, the all-time
Defense.
scorer.
Braun
Two-way.
has a better shot. Braun has a better shot. But what I'm saying is that overall, right now, LeBron is 38. Giannis is what
28.
27. 27.
Yeah.
He plays better defense. He can score at will more than LeBron right now, but he's the only one in front of LeBron when I say
When
that.
LeBron was
No one else.
27, he was nowhere near. Giannis is nowhere near how good LeBron was when he was 27. Nowhere near.
But that's not what I'm talking
But
about.
we're talking about
I'm
right
talking
now.
about right now. Right
Yeah,
now.
right now.
Yeah,
It's
but
not
you're
our fault that
you're
he's 10 years
Giannis
apart.
to LeBron, though. You're comparing ages from Giannis and LeBron. Like there's.
But
he's
we're
nowhere
talking
near.
about right now. That's what I'm saying. Right now. If you're telling me overall, yeah, I think LeBron is LeBron's my GOAT.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
me
say
too.
anybody else. But what I'm saying right now, I think Giannis is a better player just because he's younger, he's faster, he's quicker,
Yeah.
he's stronger, he's taller.
You didn't see when Giannis blocked the shit on him the other day?
Yeah,
The last game they played, he kind of made LeBron look
LeBron's my
stupid.
GOAT. Don't get that
Yeah.
twisted. But I'm saying right now in today's NBA on
For sure.
fucking February 18th, 2023 at 2:18 p.m. Giannis is the better player to me.
I agree.
So who do you think is winning MVP? You think Jokic is going to win it, or you think?
Hold on. Before we get into that MVP talk, right quick.
That boy jumping all over the place, dog. Hey, who's going out? Who's coming out the West, bro?
Yeah, no. Before we get into that MVP talk, actually, you know what? We'll stay with the MVP talk. And if it's gonna be Jokic, he does deserve it. But dude, like, there was years that LeBron deserved it when Derrick Rose won. Like, he should have gotten it then. So I feel like it's more of a political thing nowadays than anything else. So, like, because the last time there was back to back MVPs was
Larry Bird
and Bill Russell. So, like, I think it's more of a political thing than anyways. He does deserve it. I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve it. But then again, last year, I thought Joel Embiid deserved it over Jokic. Just because where Philly was in the ranks, the scoring champion that Joel Embiid was, like, the defensive anchor that he is, like, I think he took it over the top last season more than Jokic did, even though he still had a great season. But that's the player that Jokic is. So, I don't know. I think it's more of a political thing. If you're asking me if Jokic deserves it, yes, he does. But if you're asking me if other players deserve it as well, like Jason Tatum, I think Jason Tatum should be MVP as well, too, this year. I don't know. I think it's more.
Who's your legit MVP, though? Who's your legit MVP right now? All-Star break, looking at all the standings. Who's your MVP?
I gotta say Jokic or Tatum, bro. I can't just like pick one right now because they're both playing outstanding. They're both number one seeds in each of their conferences, which I think Denver is gonna change. I think they're gonna go down, but I don't know. I can't pick a clear cut right now. They both deserve it.
And you agree with the whole, like, I mean, not agree, but he's gonna be the third 3-time champ. And I don't think he's getting a chip this year because the other two boys got chips. And that's the whole thing where everybody's all skeptical.
I don't think he's going to get a chip ever.
Me neither.
In my opinion. I don't think
because like he's going to have 3 back-to-back MVPs and no ring to show for it. So it's like, is he really an MVP? But then
he hasn't even gone to the finals.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they're going to end up changing this whole award shit and making it like a freaking... Like, he has the first Jordan MVP trophy. Y'all saw the new trophies that came out, right? Like the Jerry West trophies and all that.
They're fire.
They're fire. Like, he has the first Jordan one. He's not even like, I mean, I get he's averaging a triple-double and this and that. But I mean, he's a numbers guy. He just, when it comes to the playoffs, he always seems to fall short. So I mean,
I think really most valuable player should be to their team and not how the team is doing, right? So, like, for instance, look at the NBA standings right now. I can't pick like just a clear-cut team that I could pick a player off of right now that is just doing outstanding, but their team is in the bottom of their conferences and shit like that.
Well, I mean, people were looking at Luka, and they're like 6 or
they're
5th.
like 6. Yeah. I guess you could use that as an example, right? So Luka is having a fantastic year, and he's been having every year since he's been in the NBA, he's been improving, right? But his team has not played up to par because the players that they cast around him are just not the players that he could mesh up with. They're 6th in the West, but he's still playing outstanding. But you won't consider him as an MVP because they're 6th in the West. I don't know. I don't think that you should use the team standings to pick who should be the most valuable player of the season. What you think, Fredo? Who do you think your MVP right now?
I'm actually looking at the stats right now, and this is actually kind of crazy. Jokic is averaging 24, 11, and 10 for the season.
It's stupid.
Yeah,
his numbers are crazy. Like,
they're 27.
There's nobody debating that. Yeah,
they're 27-4 at home. That's the best record in the NBA at home. They had a 3-game. Oh no, they break into a 3-game winning streak. But if you look at Giannis' number, Giannis has 32 points per game with 12 rebounds. Like, that's
and 5 assists and
5
2
assists.
and
it's
a
not
block
a triple
and a half.
double, but it's more dominant if you ask me. Giannis is more dominant.
he's two-way. Jokic don't play no defense. Everybody know that.
Like when Shaq won MVP, Shaq was the most dominant player in the league. If we're gonna be giving MVPs to like the best winner or the most dominant player, if we're talking about most dominant, for sure it has to be Giannis, because Giannis, for sure, like you said, in the NBA nowadays, he's the best
Giannis is
player.
my
I
MVP.
agree. Yeah, I agree. But then you're looking at Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid just went from the fourth spot to the third spot. So Tatum dropped to 4. So now Joel Embiid is third. Joel Embiid is averaging 33 points and 10 rebounds with 4 assists as well.
And a block.
Look, that's another thing to point out. My bad to cut you off, but if Joel Embiid is not on the 76ers, the Sixers are not even in play-in contention.
No,
For
for
sure.
At all.
Sure.
For
So
sure.
it's like, who's really most valuable to their team?
Right.
Yeah. And dominant wise, I think Joel Embiid and Giannis are 10 times more dominant than Jokic is.
Yep.
Just Jokic just understands the game more. Jokic, he has a willing passing ability, because you see these guys are averaging 32, 33 points a game. Jokic is averaging only 24. Why? Because he passes the ball more, but he still could score. He can still score. He still gets you 20
season
games.
was like 27 last year.
Yeah, he can still score, but he's getting you assists and rebounds, which is things that are very important to the game of basketball, because the game of basketball is not just about scoring, it's not scoring buckets. It's about, getting stops, getting rebounds, making passes, things like that, bro. And he does those things better than anybody else. He passes the ball way better than Giannis and Joel Embiid. He rebounds the ball, maybe not better than Giannis and Joel Embiid, but he still gets you 10 plus rebounds a night because he's the center. You get me? So I don't know, man. I feel like he's gonna get a 3P, but like how you said, what's a 3P MVP with no rings, right? Like what is that? Like that's just basically like
it's a regular
like
season
Charles
award
Barkley,
at the end of the day, bro.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's at the end of the day, we all know what that means. It's like, bro, you're an MVP with nothing to show for it. Like when it really matters, these boys don't show up. But I mean, we'll see.
Let's jump back to who's the favorite in the West, so I could get this off. I'm gonna go with the Phoenix Suns 100%, and the reason why I'm gonna go with it, they got one of the best scorers in the league, Kevin Durant, added onto the team. Another one of the best scorers in the league with Devin Booker, been on the team since the jump, since he's been drafted. DeAndre Ayton, another one that's been drafted to that team, that he's a great pick and roll player, and he could be a defensive anchor when he wants to be. And then the whole thing that's going to put it together is CP3, man, because in the past years and in the year that they went to the finals, they had to rely on CP3 to put up 15, 20 points per game to actually have a chance at winning in the finals against the Milwaukee Bucks. Obviously, it didn't happen. The Bucks came up on top on that. But now you take the pressure off of CP3 with scoring, and all he has to really worry about being the captain, being the floor general, being a defensive pit bull that he always is. Just passed MJ on the third all-time assist list. All he needs to do, I'm sorry, steals. Yeah, thank you for correcting me. All he really needs to do is get these players to their spots, get them open, have them take their shots, and they're gonna knock it down. Devin Booker's gonna knock them down. Kevin Durant's gonna knock them down. And like you said, when they're all on the floor together, it's gonna be tough to try to get who in what spot. But they have a great coach in Monty, and he's gonna know how to. They're gonna start together, but then two are gonna sit out at one point. You stagger them out, and they're gonna know how to play. Devin Booker's gonna be on the floor by himself sometimes. He's gonna be taking over the rock, and he's gonna be scoring. Kevin Durant's going to be on the floor by himself sometimes. He's going to take over the rock and be scoring. CP3 and Ayton are going to be on the floor sometimes together so they can run the pick and roll action, throw a little alleys, get Ayton his points. I think it's going to be staggered, like Buval said. And even when they're on the floor at the same time, Durant and Booker have played together on an Olympic team together. CP3 and Durant have played on an Olympic team together. They know how to play together. They mesh well together. They've gotten gold medals together. So I don't think it's going to really be an issue. I think Phoenix is going to be the favorite for me going into the finals. But these other teams, you can't sleep on them as well. Like you said, Golden State. Golden State has a healthy Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. Draymond Green, I like him there. He's not a superstar. I'm not going to say that. But I like him there because he's the one that brings the energy to the floor, and you need that. You guys know, you guys have played sports. You need that on a team
Right.
that's gonna have that energy. So you can't sleep on these other teams. But right now, with the firepower that Phoenix has and the experience of them going to the finals a few years ago, I
Right.
got the Suns.
They get shut down by Clippers any day of the week. They get shut down by the Clippers any day of the week.
I can't
Phoenix
trust
will
the
lose to
Clippers because they're
any
never
day
on
of
the
week.
court. If the Clippers can show me that they can stay on the court, I like it. But up until then, they got to prove
Phoenix
that they can
loses to
stay.
the Clippers any day of the week. It's crazy because we haven't even talked about the Clippers. I was waiting for you guys to bring in the Kawhi Leonards, the Paul Georges, but nobody's even talked about them. And we haven't even said a
Because they're
word about
never
the
on the
Sacramento
court.
Kings.
because they
They're
show that
never
they're
on the court.
inconsistent. They show that
And
they're
we haven't even
inconsistent.
said a word about the Sacramento Kings either, which De'Aaron Fox is averaging almost 30 points a night. But
Dude,
we're gonna
dude,
leave it at that.
That's first round exit right there, boy.
Y'all think
They're,
so?
the,
To me,
the Kings, the
it's
Kings
first
are
round
definitely
exit.
going to make the playoffs. You know, they're going to lock it up for the first time in, what is it, 19 seasons, 2002, 2003.
think
Sabonis,
20 now.
Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox are playing good, man, and they got Huerter showing up.
But I mean, again, we're talking about.
But right now,
so,
they would. My bad to cut you off. But right now, they will go up against the Dallas Mavericks. You think they're beating the
I
Dallas?
like Luka and Kyrie.
I think they
You
beat
think
the Mavericks.
The Mavericks went to a 6-game series with the Golden State Warriors last year in the Western Conference Finals, and you think they're gonna lose to a team that hasn't been to the playoffs in 19 years?
Yes, because they're very small. They play small ball right now, and they have no solid big men. And I think DeMontis Sabonis will shit on them. I 100% think the Sacramento Kings will beat the Dallas Mavericks.
You don't think Christian Wood could cover Sabonis?
Not at all. Christian Wood is bone. Sabonis is muscle at all. Christian Wood is a baby compared to Sabonis. Come on now, man. Let's be realistic. If you match them up right now, I think Dallas.
Sacramento has lost the last 3 matchups,
and
that's without Kyrie. So
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Know.
Come playoff, everything changes, and you know that.
The inexperience is going to kill them. They're going to be so excited.
Anybody?
Yeah, no, they're going to be so small in the moment. Their first playoffs in 20 years. I mean, they're just going to be happy to be there at this point.
That's a first round exit. And applaud to them, bro. That's
for
fucking
sure.
awesome.
No, for sure. They're a great team. But
right now, they're
talk
playing
about,
good, 100%.
When you talk about teams that are going to be the 6, 7 seeds, like the Clippers or the Dallases, and the teams they're going to match up with, bro, I can't trust them against a team like that. Or the Warriors. It's going to be Warriors, Clippers, or Dallas.
LA.
Or
LA
LA.
might
Don't forget,
come up in the mix
in that 6, 7, 8 seed. So if the Kings stay at the 3rd seed, they're probably better off dropping to the 4 or 5. If they stay at the 3rd, they're gonna have a tough first round.
Yeah,
I can see LA. I can see LA beating Sacramento, and I can see the Warriors beating Sacramento, but I do not see the Dallas Mavericks beating Sacramento, just because of their size. Just because of their size.
I mean, Sabonis definitely gonna kill the Mavs. The Mavs are like the 5th worst team giving it up to the bigs, but I mean, when it comes to just the Mavs are always gonna have the best player on the court at all times.
Oh, for sure, they're gonna have Luka and Kyrie, but you expect Luka and Kyrie to win you 7-game series?
I mean, when it's a playoffs, that's when the stars show up.
I mean, Luka almost did it last year by himself.
The Western Conference Finals. So I mean,
not really by himself, but you know what we mean.
Right.
Yeah, but you guys got to go into consideration that Luka's game is not going to be the same game that he had last year. Last year's game was by himself. Now you're going to add into a Kyrie Irving. His game is going to change. He's going to get cut in half. His usage gets cut in half. Remember that. So whatever he was doing last year in the Western Conference Finals is not what he's going to do this year in the Western Conference Finals. That's what you guys have to understand.
I honestly think with the Kyrie and Luka situation, bro, I think Kyrie is such a great scorer offensively that he can play off the ball no matter what. He could spot up and shoot no matter what. So I think that Luka's really gonna be looking for him to give him assists. Boom, Kyrie pulls it up. Boom, drain. Or if not, he's gonna let Kyrie do
100%. But what was Buval saying earlier about the whole Tyler Hero situation when he's on the court with starters now? So now you're on the court with a starter, right? So now Luka's on the court with Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie's always been on the court with players of that caliber.
I understand, but I'm talking about Luka's mentality now. I'm talking about Luka's mentality.
He's the one that came out and said he's the one that has to adapt.
Exactly.
But, I mean, Kyrie don't got nothing, like George said, he don't got nothing to worry about. He's already been in this role. He won a championship as a 2-man role. Like, he already knows what to do. It's Luka that's going to be the one. Well, I mean, you're right. His usage definitely is going to have to take a dip, and he's going to have to adapt, but it's not like it's impossible.
I don't think it's going to get cut in half, though.
Right, it's not in half at all. It's like maybe, a 10%.
Maybe like, 10,
if
20%, if anything.
You think Kyrie Irving takes 10-20% of your usage rate? You guys are crazy.
No,
they lost
the way that they're going to play.
Spencer, they lost like 4 players. So
the way that they're gonna play, Luka's gonna still be playing the same way he's gonna play. Just the thing is that he's gonna be dishing out. He's gonna get more assists because Kyrie Irving is gonna be able to drop those damn points than these other dudes, Dinwiddie, Tim Hardaway, he's still there, but
But have you
doesn't.
guys watched any Dallas Mavericks games? Have you guys watched since they've been traded? They don't play on the court together unless it's the fourth quarter. They play separately. They start the game together, and then the second quarter, Kyrie will continue the quarter, or Luka will continue the quarter, and then Kyrie will be on the bench. Luka subs in, Kyrie goes out. And then the fourth quarter comes around, they
That's
start
what you
the
do.
game
You always
together,
have
they end the game together.
you always
But
have
during
one
the
of your
game,
best players
they
on the
don't play
court.
together.
Yeah, but that's for right now. They just started playing together right now. I don't think it's gonna remain that way throughout the whole season, throughout the rest of the season, and in the playoffs.
I think that's going to be the rotation. That's what Mark Cuban brought Kyrie in for. Mark Cuban said basically, we brought in Kyrie Irving, so when Luka's not on the court, we can still have a point guard, playing. Because who was their backup point guard when Luka wasn't playing? They didn't have anybody. You got me?
Yeah, facts. Because Jalen Brunson left, and now you bring in a way better player in Kyrie Irving.
Exactly. So that's how they're running it right now. Maybe like how you said, maybe come postseason, they don't run it that way. Maybe they play a lot more minutes together.
Right. Think about it. He was doing exactly what Brunson. He's just replacing Brunson basically from last season.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Kyrie's just a better Brunson. So I mean, it's not like it's much that changed, bro.
But I don't know. It could go south 100%. Like when I first saw the trade, I was like, damn, I don't know how it's gonna really work or whatever. But then when I really analyzed it, it's like Kyrie can play off ball and with the ball. Like he's not a. I don't think he's a selfish player on the court at all. Like I feel like some people make him seem like that just because of the off court issues and stuff. But specifically talking on the court, I don't think he's a selfish player like that. I think he knows how to work well with the team, and he knows what his role needs to be. He even said it. He's like, look, I'm coming to Lucas's team. Whatever they need me to do here is what I'm gonna do. And I feel like that's how it's gonna be, really.
And that's maturity right there, because back then that's not the Kyrie Irving when they played with LeBron. That's maturity right there, man.
Or when he went to Boston, he tried to claim that team and everything.
Right, and then JT and Brown were like, "Nah, bro, this is my team."
Right.
I think with LeBron, I think it was more of the media presence that actually did it for Kyrie. Like everybody's saying, "Oh, father and son," and this and that. Like I think he was
disrespectful.
Yeah. Like I don't know. As a media person myself, like I don't think that you should be like saying that. Like imagine if I tell you, Fredo, oh, you and your whatever your name call. I'm not gonna really say the name call like that, but you know what I'm talking about.
No TOS.
Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like that's pretty disrespectful. I don't know. I wouldn't be saying that, but like you could tell that on the court there wasn't really issues like that. Like you saw it in the finals in 2016 against the Warriors. Like both of them dropped 40 in a few games. Like dude, like I don't really think there's an issue there.
And he was willing to go back to the Lakers and play with him again. So it's like
yeah, exactly. So I think it was more of a media presence than anything on that. But I get what you're saying. Like Luka and Kyrie, it could go down south. Like we've only seen them play a few games together. It could go down south, but I guess we'll see in the finals. I just don't think the Sacramento Kings are gonna beat the Dallas Mavericks.
That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, yeah, like I'll take Dallas over the Kings, bro. It's like
I'm taking that over.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, I'm taking that
under.
Money line on Dallas.
My picks is definitely either Memphis or Clippers coming out of the West. One of those two teams got to come out.
Clippers. Oh, yeah. I want to hear that. The Clippers. Why the Clippers?
Just because the Clippers got championship experience, like how you said, they got the Kawhi Leonard, they got the defensive team, they got the Zubac that could control the paint.
Kawhi Leonard.
Clippers got what?
They got Kawhi, man.
They got players with championship experience.
And the coach has championship experience.
Of course, Tyronn Lue. Tyronn Lue's been there before as well. So, I believe the Clippers, if they lock in and they get healthy and they really start playing good these last 23 games, they're in the 4th spot right now. And they're in the 4th spot without even having a healthy team. Imagine if they were to get healthy, they'd be in the 1st spot. So let's be realistic here. The Clippers are the team to beat right now in the West. Between who do you guys see beating a healthy Clipper squad? If they add a Russell Westbrook, I don't see nobody beating a Clipper squad. If they add a Russell Westbrook,
I got something for that.
I think Phoenix can beat them.
Phoenix?
I think
because of the fact that they added Kevin Durant. You think Kevin Durant won't get shut down by Kawhi Leonard?
Bro, Kevin Durant is a freaking all-star, superstar caliber player. There's no one that's going to shut down Kevin Durant.
Leonard.
No one can shut down Kevin Durant, bro.
If LeBron James got shut down by Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant would get completely shut down.
Kevin Durant is not getting shut down by anybody.
Yes, he's getting shut down by the claw. by the claw. If there's one player in this world that can shut down Kevin Durant, it's Kawhi Leonard, and we could all agree on that.
And
Listen,
and I'm telling you that no one is gonna shut him down. He'll
Yeah.
probably stop him.
what-
He'll probably stop him from scoring 30, 35, but
Right.
he's still gonna put up 25.
right.
Yeah,
like,
but that's shutting down Kevin Durant because Kevin Durant goes for 40 every night though.
No, that's not shutting down Kevin Durant, bro. What do you mean? Shutting down Kevin Durant is keeping him under 10 points. That's shutting down Kevin Durant. And
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. I don't think no one can do that.
Yeah, no, you're right. Nobody could keep Durant under 10, but we could definitely try for 15. Kawhi could probably keep him under 15.
No. I don't
Maybe
even
20.
think
We could do 20. He could keep him under 20.
20 is like the iffy over and under that. I'm looking at it and I'm like, fuck, I don't know. I don't know if I should take
all
it.
right,
Yeah,
I'm gonna fade that.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm a fiend. I'm a fiend. You know? But yeah, I don't know. I don't think anybody can shut down Kevin Durant. But
To
go
be
ahead,
honest,
Buval.
though, no. What I was gonna say is if the Clippers get Russell Westbrook, goodbye to the playoffs because he's just gonna fuck that team up. So I mean, I almost hope that they get Russell Westbrook because then they're gonna realize that it has to be a perfect team around Westbrook, bro. If you're gonna get Russell Westbrook, you have to have the perfect players around him. And what they have right now is not gonna work. What they have is Kawhi, PG, Terrence Mann, and Zubac. I mean, and you just throw Russell Westbrook in there as well as a starting one, or he's gonna come off the bench. He ain't gonna go there and just come off the bench.
He's gonna be starting PG.
All right, starting PG next to PG and Kawhi and throwing all these turnovers and being sloppy and rushing and being reckless. I mean, you can go and find these highlights anywhere. The man is reckless, bro. Like he's not a paced player. And yeah, I said earlier that I would want him on the Heat, but it's because we got nothing to lose. We got nothing to lose. The Clippers are actually trying to play for something here. This is the fifth season of Kawhi and PG, and they haven't even sniffed the finals. Everybody sleeps on that. The Lakers already got one.
They did. They sniffed the finals in 2020.
No, the finals. They went to the conference finals. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. They sniffed it. They're
with PG, not even with a healthy team, because I think Kawhi got hurt too. But I mean, it's just facts. So it's like them together, bro. Like I gotta see them healthy first. Yeah, on paper, I want to say, oh yeah, they can ride it out to the finals for sure. But they just haven't done it, bro. This is literally the fifth season of them, and they haven't done it yet.
So what's the difference between that and Phoenix? If they look good on paper and you want to ride out with them, like what's the difference between them and Phoenix? If they look good on paper, but can we actually?
Well, they've already been there. They went to the finals 2 years ago. Yes, they've done it without Kevin Durant.
Now you add Kevin Durant in there, and it's just a whole different ballgame.
I trust it. All I'm saying is that I trust it more than any other teams out there right now.
You guys make it seem like when you add a player in Kevin Durant, like if you add a player, like let's say the team, bro, it's different because they already have 3 good players and you're adding a 4th good player. That's going to make the team already uneven. You get me? If the team had 1 good player and you add in Kevin Durant, then I'm like, damn, that's a good pickup. But you already have 3 good superstars and you're adding in another superstar.
Ayton is for sure going to take a dip. Ayton is going to be the one that takes the dip here. CP is obviously his points is going to take a dip. His points is in, what's he averaging? Literally like 12, 13 points a game.
Book and Durant.
Durant. 18 Ayton is going to be averaging like 16 19 points around that range, which is all they need, bro. They don't need nothing crazy, and if you got a problem with that, they're going to trade his ass this summer.
So he's been averaging 20
that's what
points
it's going to be
now.
We've seen it been proven with the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors were one win away from getting another chip against LeBron, Kyrie, and Kevin Love in 2016. They were 1 win away. So you know what they did? They called up KD and they're like, "Yo, man, we need your help." And what happens? He goes in, they win that first year. They win that second year. It was sweep, easy as hell. And they would have won that third year if Clay and KD don't get hurt.
Of course. And I'm talking about and if you look at Phoenix's roster right now, they have no depth.
Yeah,
so they're
that's Steph Curry, not Chris Paul. Remember, guys.
Bro, CP is gonna be there to average assists. Right now, he's averaging 13 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 9 assists. His points can go down to 9 points a game, and his assists can go up to 12, 13 points a game. That's all they need. They got players like Josh Okogie, who put up 25 points the other day. He's not going to be doing that on a nightly basis.
I'm betting on him next time.
Torrey Craig, Terrence Ross, who they just picked up, Damian Lee. I mean, these are the guys that's on that roster right now. They need players like Kevin Durant to take up and put up points right now. So you make it seem like, there's only one ball. Bro, of course, there's 5 players on the court. Only 4 of them are good. One of them is going to lay back. Like, it's not impossible. It's a different era now where it's not just one superstar with 4 role players. Like, we've seen it time in and time out. You look at the Bulls. Yeah, they're garbage, but they got DeRozan, Levine, Vucevic. They had Lonzo Ball. That's 4
Out for
like
the season, by the
all-star
way.
caliber players. Yeah, Alonzo been out.
No, and then the Miami Heat from 2011 to 2014.
Come on, bro.
We had
LeBron,
Bron,
Bosh,
Wade, and Bosh, all dominant players with the ball, and we still made it
and
work.
we figured it
Three,
out.
not
And
four.
What do you mean? We had Ray Allen.
we had Ray Allen. You could name any other
Is he
player.
a dominant player? Ray Allen wasn't a superstar back then. He was just a 3-point spot-up shooter. Don't do
Okay,
that.
but
What
again,
do
bro,
you
you
mean?
keep saying
You're
like
gonna say that in Milwaukee at an early years in Boston, he wasn't nasty? Like he wasn't a
but
player
when
that
he
could
came
take
to Miami
over?
already, he was retired. So don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah,
He was
but
retired,
what I'm
Allen.
saying is that he needs to take his shots. He needs the ball to do work. That's what I'm saying.
right. And again, I honestly think CP is gonna be chilling, bro. Like CP doesn't have to score offensively.
No,
He's
it's
just
that he
gonna be
doesn't
given
want
This is
the
the
ball.
easiest
That's what I'm
road to
saying.
the final that Chris Paul has ever had in his life. This is the easiest road to the final. And if
Easiest.
he doesn't get this done, I don't want to hear no more Chris Paul for the rest of my life. All right.
CP's getting it done.
If Chris Paul doesn't win a chip,
I
You
don't
don't
want to
think
hear
he's-
about no more Chris
you don't
Paul.
think he's
This
one of
Chris
the
Paul
greats
that.
if you don't think he's one of the greats if Chris Paul doesn't win the chip?
He's the point god.
I would no, I just want to know that.
Yeah, D-point God, the D-point God that had Kevin Durant and couldn't win a championship. Don't ever bring that dude up again, bro.
Please.
Garbage.
He probably only gonna have this half a season and next season with KD, and that's it. If he had KD in his prime,
Oh yeah, for sure. If
Come on, bro.
fucking David Stern would have let him go to the
yeah,
Lakers,
that's what I was gonna say next. If he would
would
have
have
had
been he
Kobe,
would have been a
like, come on,
champion.
bro.
But come on now,
It all comes down to again the
Garbage.
players around them.
Okay, so just coming down to the end here, I want to know if you guys have a sleeper in the West. I think we already talked about it a little bit, but just to
Yeah.
get the clarification, who is your sleeper in the West? Fredo, we'll go with you.
Clippers.
Clippers. Okay,
Yep.
we already talked about why. All right, that's cool.
How is that a sleeper if they're the 4th seed right now?
All right,
No,
so
but
you-
they're not.
I already
the
told you who my
favorites.
sleeper
They're not the
was.
fa- yeah.
Sacramento. Sacramento
Okay.
was my sleeper. I told you the Kings. Nobody
Alright.
talking
Dark
about
horse.
the Kings. They're third place right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Nobody
tell you
talking
mine.
about them.
I'm gonna
That's
tell
my
you
sleeper
mine.
pick. But if my heart really is gonna say who's gonna make it out the West, is either the Clippers or the Grizzlies. I don't see Phoenix making it out, especially after 30 games of playing together. They gotta have at least a full season to get some camaraderie together. There's no way you expect, well, because they're the best players in the world, they're gonna make it to the finals in 30 games. No, man, that's not how it works. Not how it works.
Yeah. Okay. So who's your dark horse? Buval?
I'm like torn. I'm even split on two. Obviously, I want to say LA. They got a long way to go. They're 13th right now, 27-32.
Long way.
They're 14 games back from the 1st seed, obviously, but they're only 3 games out the 7th seed. So I mean, New Orleans, Dallas, Minnesota, Golden State, OKC, Utah, Portland in front of them. I see Utah falling out. I see OKC falling out. Minnesota, once Cat gets back, we'll see how that goes. So I said it before. If LA can sneakily get into the 10th seed in the play-in, then they'll play teams like Minnesota and New Orleans. I think they'll sneak into the playoffs and be that 8th seed and then play Denver. Now, can they mess around and beat Denver? I highly think so. We see how AD matches up against Jokic and them. So, I mean,
Destroys them.
they're too far out to even mention them, but if they make it in, that's my sleeper. Now, from somebody realistically, I'm going to say New Orleans. If Zion gets healthy and gets back, now that's another big if. They're dangerous. They were the 1 seed at one point when they were rolling and Zion was healthy. Brandon Ingram was healthy. CJ McCollum was balling. They're scary and fun to watch. So if Zion gets healthy in this last couple 20 games, bro, New Orleans Pelicans, they're 30-29 right now, 7th seed, 11 games back. New Orleans is my sleeper.
Yeah, my dark horse, just because everybody, including myself, we're talking about Denver, Memphis, Phoenix, Dallas, Clippers.
Damn, we only talk about the West.
Yeah, we're talking about the rest right now. So my dark horse, it's got to be the reigning champs, man, because if Steph Curry comes back, it's going to be killer out there. Their defense has not gone anywhere, especially Draymond Green holding it down.
They got Gary Payton.
With his mindset. They got Gary Payton, the second back. They got Sadiq Bey. I don't know if that trade cleared.
He's actually, he played a couple games, but he hasn't been playing that good. But you got to give him some time to get
exactly. You got to give him some time. You got to give him some time, and especially that you don't have your leader at the forefront there on the court with you. Right. I don't know. I think everybody's sleeping on the Golden State Warriors. They just won another championship last year, man. They didn't lose that many pieces. They gained some pieces really that is really gonna help them out. They got the experience. They got the coaching. they got the championship pedigree. I don't know, man. A lot of people are like, oh, Golden State's not going to really do much. They're ninth seed right now, 29-29, even at the 500 mark. But Golden State, man, hey, when it
Can't
comes to
count out the Splash
playoff
Bros,
time,
man.
they're like Tom Brady in the NFL and they're going to Super Bowls. Boy, they show out. They show out in the playoffs, man. I
For
think
sure.
Golden State is a dark horse in this.
I agree, especially whoever they get matched up with, like a Grizzlies or something like we were talking about, or the Kings.
Yeah,
They definitely gonna do work against them boys.
yeah. So before we get out of here, man, we're talking about all these West teams and how deep the West is and how competitive they are. And the East, obviously, throughout the years, the East has not been up to par against the West, really. But they have overcome and won some championships, obviously, as we've seen. But do you guys think, Buval, I'll start with you. Do you think whoever comes out of the West is beating whatever team comes out of the East?
Honestly, no. I think the East is the best squad, the best conference. They have the harder. I think Milwaukee, Boston, and Philly could beat any team in the West.
Those are my top two teams. Milwaukee and Boston might be the winner of this year's chip because there's too many questions coming out the West this year. Like we can't even say confidently the top two teams in the West. Like we just named Milwaukee, Boston off rip. Like we know that from the West. Yeah, the Nuggets are there, but I don't know that they're gonna come out. Phoenix again, brand new team. Yeah, on paper they look like clear cut, but I agree with Fredo too. I mean they gotta work it out. I want to say the Lakers, but too many questions if they even make it. If they even, I mean, it'll be the craziest run I think in the history of the NBA if that even happens. And I mean, you just don't know from the West. You don't know. So I think the winner really might be. And there's too much experience. Let's say even if Phoenix does make it, I think Milwaukee might have their number again. Like, who's gonna stop Giannis on that team? Nobody's stopping
Yeah,
Giannis.
nobody's stopping Giannis.
Yeah,
He's gonna drop 50 and 20 again. Like, there's nobody stopping Giannis. And like, yeah, Phoenix can put up 120, but they're not stopping Giannis on the other end. And then Boston, I think if they make it, they'll be hungry. They already learned from last year. They'll know what to do. Boston was just a bad matchup. Obviously, it's Steph Curry. Like, had they had anybody else, they probably would have won that. So I mean,
I wouldn't mind seeing a Boston Phoenix finals, so that would actually be kind of dope.
That's tough. That's tough.
That would be dope.
Boston,
Fuck
Phoenix.
Boston.
Yeah, I don't want to see Boston, but it would be a tough matchup for sure. Or Philly.
Hey, look, listen, the Heat lost to
Phoenix.
Boston, and Boston won the finals. So if that goes to show you that the Heat probably would have gone to the finals, we probably would have beat Golden State. So don't hang your head on just because Boston beat Miami, bro. Like they're a good team. Don't hang your head on that. We gonna beat them one day. I promise you. If we get a player,
Bro,
in
it's been
next couple of years, we gonna beat them.
That would beat them like 2 years ago when we went to
okay,
the
but I'm talking about the future. They got a number for the future because they have a very good team coming in. Like the future, the next couple of years, Boston probably has the best core.
Yeah,
you got me.
Smart, Brown, Tatum, for sure.
They got the best core, man,
Rob
for the
Williams.
next 5 years.
Yeah. No, since I came out the womb, man, it's been fuck Boston. It's a jump. It's a jump. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck Brady. Fuck Brady, man.
You know what I'm saying? But if the Boston Celtics come out the East, I think they're winning the NBA Finals. I don't think there's going to be a team that can stop them just because of how good they are defensively, and that defensive outlook complements their offensive outlook. Just when they're great on defense, they're great on offense. So I think that's what's going to really put them on the hump or over any West team, even though the Phoenix Suns look scary again on paper. And I think they will be scary on the court, but I think their defense is going to really lack because they don't have the all-around defense that the Boston Celtics would have. I think that would be a great finals matchup as well, Boston against Phoenix. I think that would be a crazy amount of views for the NBA, amount of views for the NBA Finals, a lot of star power that's going to be on the court, a lot of big names that are going to be known around the league, and obviously people that are fans of the game. But I got Boston. If they come out the East, I got Boston winning. Milwaukee, I'm like iffy about because of how healthy Chris Middleton can be.
Right. He's the X factor for sure.
Yeah. If he's not healthy, I don't think Milwaukee gets anywhere, really. I think they get to the second round, they'll probably lose to Boston or Philly or whatever team they match up with because Chris Middleton is just that impactful to their team.
Right.
If the Milwaukee Bucks come out of the East, I think they can lose to Phoenix. I think they can lose to Golden State. I think they can lose if I would pick a team to go further, I don't think Denver's going to go that far. Maybe the Clippers. But if it's Boston coming out of the East, I got them winning 100%. If it's Milwaukee, Philly, or Miami or Cleveland, whatever, I think it's going to be the West that actually takes it.
Yep.
Yeah. But, hey, great fucking season up to this point, man. We're in the All-Star break right now. We don't get back to regular NBA basketball until Tuesday or Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken.
Thank God, give my wallet a break.
I think Thursday.
Thursday?
Hey, let's talk on that real quick. Y'all saw the Rising Stars matchups and stuff yesterday?
I saw. I was working, so I saw like just through the NBA app, but like it was weird because I didn't know that I was gonna go. Each game was gonna go up to 40 points.
40. That's a
the
new
format. That's what I was gonna say. They've been changing a lot of stuff up, man. Like the format now is like tournament style.
Bro, I had a feeling Grimes is gonna go over for 4.5, and he was 4 for 4 from the 3 line, bro. I had a feeling Grimes goes over 4.5 in a regular NBA game. So I was like,
that's why I put that. Yep.
Jose Alvarado, baby.
Bro, he was 3.5 prop, bro. And I was like, for some reason, I didn't want to take him, but I saw him. I'm like, he's gonna hit, and I was like, nah, he's not gonna hit. Bro,
I had the MVP. It's because you had to know the minutes. Like I didn't know who the starting lineups was, like who was playing what or what.
That shit was just like all over the place.
Paulo,
I didn't bet on that shit. I ain't gonna lie.
Nah,
I did. I was
tonight's the dunk and the 3-point contest.
So I got Jericho Simmons, the winner of that dunk contest. Jericho Simmons, the big man. He's gonna be the winner. It ain't gonna be Matt McClung. It ain't gonna be Trey.
It's gonna be McClung, and for the dunk contest,
Simmons,
and then
I'm telling you, when y'all see Jericho Simmons,
and then it's gonna be Damian Lillard for the 3-point contest.
Negative. It's gonna be Kevin Huerter 3-point contest.
Psych.
I gotta go with Tyler. I have to.
Tyler, I bet on Tyler for first round more than 20. If he misses half of his shots in the first round, I'll never watch a Heat game again.
They get 40 buckets. They get 40 buckets.
No, they get 40
points.
I'll
never watch a Heat game again.
That boy said he can't get 20.
They got him for 19.5.
Yo, they had Julius Randle yesterday at 5.5 money balls. I was gonna smash the under. Now they got bumped down to 4.
Yeah,
you know the drill.
Because Julius Randle's not gonna fucking.
He's not a 3-point shooter, bro.
He's not.
But he be taking them. He be taking them though.
He be taking them. Shoot them.
Building a house over there in New York.
That's fucking spotting up in front of 1,000 people.
All right, man. Hey, great talk, man. Great episode. Before we get out of here, Fredo, I know you want to put out some stuff out there. Let these people know where they could view your stuff and where they could follow you on, man.
What's up, guys, man? So y'all can just go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Fredo2k, Fredo2k, man. Y'all can go ahead and follow me there. I'm a content creator for a video game. I play a lot of basketball virtually. I play it for Esports Miami. I'm sponsored by them as well.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and give them a shout out. Yes, sir, man. I love to do it. I really couldn't do it IRL, man. You know, I was born Cuban, so you know Cubans ain't basketball players. You feel me? So.
Whoa.
So I had to do it virtually, man. Y'all can go ahead and follow me on the Twitch, on the Instagram, anywhere, man. All the same socials, Fredo2k. And you know, I'm a Miami diehard fan, and that's why we're here on the pod today, just to talk about those Heat, talk about Miami, and just talk about sports in general.
Yes, sir. Guys, you know where you can follow me: Twitter at GMike Perez, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at GMike Media _. The podcast, the audio version, is available on all podcast platforms, YouTube, and now streaming on the Varsity Sports Network. You can visit on the Varsity Sports Network website, which is varsitysportsnetwork.org. But guys, hey, appreciate you guys coming on, man. Hopefully, you know, we get this more excitement throughout the second half of the season. Hopefully, our Miami Heat can pick it up, and we get Russell Westbrook, Kevin Love, and we change this whole dynamic around.
Yes, sir.
And we start winning some damn games, man.
Yes, sir. Let's go make this run, man.
Hey, but I appreciate you guys, man. I'll get you all back on the pod for sure. Probably maybe around playoff time or a little before. We could talk about what was going to be going on in the playoffs.
We'll be talking about that first round matchup, you know?
Yes, sir. All right, my boys.
Get it.
All right, guys.
Y'all boys.
Take care, man. Nice seeing you guys, man. You guys have a blessed weekend, bro.
Yes, sir.
You too, man. Y'all boys take care, man. Take it easy.
Take care, man.